All right, folks, let's stir the pot a little. I already know what some of you are thinking. You've got an AR-15 sitting in the safe right now. Lightweight aluminum receiver, polymer furniture, red dot mounted on top. Maybe a weapon light, a sling, and a stack of magazines ready to go. In your mind, it's the undisputed king of modern rifles. But hold on a second. Today we're looking at 5 military surplus rifles that can make a budget AR-15 seem a lot less impressive than many shooters assume. And this isn't about nostalgia, historical romance, or pretending the past was somehow better than the present. We're talking about real-world advantages. These are battle-tested rifles built from steel and hardwood. Rifles that spent decades packed in Cosmoline-covered crates. Rifles that saw military service across continents and survived environments that would challenge plenty of modern sporting rifles. They bring rugged reliability. They deliver serious ballistic performance. And they possess a level of character and craftsmanship that no mass-produced aluminum receiver can truly replicate. From the frozen forests of Northern Europe to the jungles of Asia, these rifles earned their reputations through hard use rather than marketing campaigns. Under the right circumstances, they can outperform an AR in ways many shooters never stop to consider. Some can shoot farther, some can hit harder, some can survive abuse that would make other rifles complain. And perhaps the best part is that many of them remain surprisingly affordable. By the time we finish this list, even some dedicated tactical shooters may find themselves taking a second look at the surplus rack. Let's get started. Starting off our countdown is the Chinese Type 56 SKS, a rifle that has earned a reputation as one of the toughest military firearms ever issued. People often call it the peasant rifle, and honestly, that nickname fits. This thing just refuses to quit. Mechanically, the Type 56 shares plenty of DNA with the AK platform. It fires the same 7.62x39 cartridge, uses a rugged gas-operated system, and was built with one primary goal in mind: reliability under terrible conditions. The rifle features a traditional wooden stock, a fixed 10-round magazine, and the iconic folding spike bayonet that immediately identifies it as a military surplus classic. You've probably heard shooters joke that the AR-15 is like a high-maintenance prom queen. Everything needs to be clean, tuned, and running correctly. The SKS, on the other hand, has a very different reputation. Leave it in mud, get it wet, fill it with dust, cycle the action, and keep shooting. That reputation isn't an accident. The Type 56 was deliberately engineered with generous tolerances so inexperienced soldiers could continue operating the rifle under harsh battlefield conditions. Reliability took priority over refinement, and decades later that design philosophy still pays dividends. In a survival scenario, dependability matters more than tiny groups on paper. A rifle capable of quarter-inch groups means very little if it refuses to fire when needed. Many entry-level AR platforms become increasingly sensitive as carbon and fouling accumulate. The SKS practically seems to thrive on neglect. Then there's the cartridge. The 7.62x39 launches a 123-grain bullet, significantly heavier than the typical 55-grain projectile used in 5.56 ammunition. That additional mass can offer advantages when dealing with brush, auto glass, and other intermediate barriers that sometimes deflect lighter bullets. The rifle's short-stroke gas piston system further enhances reliability. There are no delicate gas tubes or small parts easily lost in the field. The design is simple, rugged, and remarkably forgiving. Loading remains equally straightforward. Instead of carrying piles of detachable magazines, shooters can use stripper clips, Charge the rifle from the top, close the bolt, and get back into action quickly. Years ago, these rifles were practically everywhere. While prices have climbed, they still often cost substantially less than many modern sporting rifles. You get manageable recoil, proven reliability, respectable ballistic performance, and a piece of military history that continues to earn respect decades after its service life began. At number 4, we have a rifle that proves not all Mosin-Nagants are created equal. The Finnish M39 Mosin-Nagant is an entirely different beast from the average surplus Mosin many shooters are familiar with. If a standard Mosin is a rugged pickup truck, the M39 is the premium version with every worthwhile upgrade installed. The rifle emerged from Finland's hard-earned experience fighting the Soviet Union during the Winter War. Finnish armorers took the Russian Mosin design and systematically improved it. Tolerances were tightened, components were refined, manufacturing quality increased dramatically. The result became one of the finest military bolt-action rifles ever fielded. Many collectors and historians consider the M39 the ultimate Mosin variant. Need proof of what Finnish riflemen were capable of? Consider Simo Häyhä, the legendary White Death. Operating in brutal sub-zero temperatures with iron sights, he achieved more than 500 confirmed kills using a rifle platform closely related to the M39. While modern firearms sometimes struggle in extreme cold, Finnish Mosins were practically engineered around those conditions. The rifle chamber's 7.62x54R, a cartridge whose ballistic performance closely resembles the famous 30-06 Springfield. This is a full-power battle cartridge. It delivers significant energy at long distances, remains effective far beyond typical carbine ranges, and retains authority at distances where many intermediate cartridges begin losing effectiveness. 800-yard engagements are entirely realistic. The tangent sights are graduated to 1,000 meters, while the ladder sight extends all the way out to 2,000 meters. The Finns also equip these rifles with barrels produced by respected manufacturers such as Sako, Tikka, and Valmet. Many examples feature excellent two-stage triggers and durable Arctic birch stocks designed to withstand severe winter conditions. The result is a remarkably accurate military rifle. Sub-MOA examples exist, and many continue delivering impressive performance despite being older than the people shooting them. The M39 is proof that precision doesn't always require modern technology. Sometimes it simply requires exceptional craftsmanship. Few military rifles have earned a reputation for smoothness, quite like the Swedish Mauser M96. Back in the 1890s, Sweden may not have been preparing for major wars, but they certainly understood how to build a quality rifle. The M96 Chambers 6.5x55 Swedish, a cartridge that quietly demonstrated the advantages of efficient 6.5mm projectiles long before 6.5 Creedmoor became fashionable. The cartridge remains one of the most inherently accurate military rounds ever developed. Low recoil, excellent ballistic coefficients, flat trajectories, strong resistance to wind drift. It does a little bit of everything well. Whether you're punching paper, ringing steel, or pursuing game animals, the 6.5x55 has an impressive track record. Then there's the rifle itself. The action is famously smooth. Many shooters compare cycling the bolt to sliding glass across a film of oil. The movement feels effortless. Most M96s were produced by Carl Gustaf or Mauser Oberndorf, and the quality of workmanship remains obvious even today. These rifles weren't merely assembled, they were crafted. Because Sweden maintained its military firearms so carefully, many surviving examples remain in exceptional condition. Accuracy in the 1 to 2 MO range using iron sights is entirely realistic, which is remarkable for rifles more than a century old. The long 29-inch barrel allows the cartridge to maximize velocity and maintain impressive performance at extended ranges. With its 5-round internal magazine, smooth feeding, positive extraction, and excellent build quality, the M96 remains one of the most refined military surplus rifles ever produced. For a relatively modest investment, you're getting a rifle capable of outperforming many modern entry-level firearms in pure mechanical accuracy. Elegant, efficient, and exceptionally well-made, the Swedish Mauser continues to impress. Now we move into truly legendary territory. At number 2 sits the M1 Garand, the rifle General George S. Patton famously described as the greatest battle implement ever devised. And after spending time behind one, it's hard not to understand why. The Garand served American forces throughout World War II and Korea, becoming one of the most recognizable military rifles ever fielded. Fed by an 8-round en bloc clip and chambered in .30-06 Springfield, the Garand delivers performance that remains impressive even by modern standards. A typical .30-06 load produces more than 2,600 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Compared to .556, you're operating in an entirely different category. The cartridge excels at barrier penetration and maintains substantial energy downrange. Wood, cover, and intermediate obstacles that challenge lighter projectiles often pose far less of a problem for .30-06. Some critics focus on the 8-round capacity, and by modern standards, it certainly isn't large. But capacity is only one piece of the equation. Power matters, penetration matters, accurate hits matter. Servicemen routinely engage targets hundreds of yards away using iron sights and achieved impressive results. The rifle's gas-operated piston system contributes significantly to its reliability. Unlike direct impingement designs that vent carbon directly into the action, the Garand keeps fouling better isolated from critical operating components. And of course, there's that unmistakable sound. The metallic ping produced when the empty en bloc clip ejects remains one of the most recognizable sounds in firearms history. At roughly 9.5 pounds, the rifle isn't light, but that weight helps soften recoil considerably. Most first-time shooters are surprised by how comfortable it feels. Thanks to the civilian marksmanship program, many shooters can still obtain authentic Garands at relatively reasonable prices. For roughly the cost of a quality mid-tier AR, you can own one of the most important military rifles ever produced. Taking the top spot is one of the most unusual military surplus rifles ever imported, the Spanish FR8. At first glance, it seems difficult to categorize. It has the appearance of a military carbine, yet it operates as a bolt-action rifle. It includes several features associated with modern battle rifles, yet underneath it all sits a classic Mauser action. The story begins during the 1950s, when Spain was transitioning toward newer military rifles. The military still needed an effective training platform for support personnel and rear echelon troops, so engineers came up with a creative solution. They started with incredibly strong Mauser 98 actions. Then they added 7.62 NATO barrels, incorporated Setney-inspired features, and created the FR8. The rifle features a compact 18-inch barrel, a prominent flash suppressor, and what appears to be a gas tube beneath the barrel. Except it isn't. That tube actually serves as a storage compartment for cleaning equipment, while also acting as a bayonet mounting point. The rear sight uses a rotating aperture system with settings for 200, 300, and 400 meters. The entire concept was designed to help shooters transition more easily to Spain's newer battle rifles, and it worked. The FR8 delivers the compact handling of a carbine while maintaining the power of 7.62 NATO, essentially the military counterpart to .308 Winchester. That means a 150-grain projectile carrying serious authority. The rifle is short, maneuverable, and similar in overall length to an M4 carbine. Yet beneath that compact exterior remains one of the strongest bolt-action systems ever created. No gas system, no operating rod, no complex mechanics. Feed it with stripper clips, work the bolt, and it keeps going. The FR8 earned a reputation for dependable service with Spain's Guardia Civil, and many examples have continued functioning reliably after years of storage and neglect. Even the flash suppressor offered practical utility beyond reducing muzzle flash, including rifle grenade launching capability and various field applications. Show up at a range with an FR8 and you'll immediately attract attention. Most shooters have never seen one. Then they watch you ring steel at 300 yards with 7.62 NATO power, and suddenly everyone wants a closer look. The FR8 remains one of the most underrated surplus imports ever brought into the country. It's a bolt-action rifle with the attitude of a battle rifle, and it pulls off that combination remarkably well. So there you have it. 5 military surplus rifles that continue proving why historical firearms still deserve respect in a modern world. The Chinese SKS offers rugged reliability. The Finnish M39 delivers serious long-range capability. The Swedish Mauser combines refinement and precision. The M1 Garand brings legendary power and battlefield pedigree. And the Spanish FR8 offers one of the most unique blends of compact handling and full power performance you'll find anywhere. Modern AR-15s are excellent rifles, there's no denying that. But sometimes these old steel and wood veterans remind us that good ideas don't stop being good simply because they're old. Innovation isn't always about what's newest. Sometimes the classics still have lessons worth teaching. Now I want to hear from you. Would you choose one of these surplus rifles over a modern AR-15? Is there another underrated military surplus rifle that deserved a spot on this list? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, share it with your shooting buddies, and subscribe for more firearms content. Until next time, keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. Stay safe, shoot straight, and I'll see you in the next one.